holding that belt, and could this be the start of another Super Cena reign as we see that replay of You Can't See Me? And I think Cena has probably got his confidence on. He knows that he's got at least a decent run ahead of him. He's now gone through Batista at Extreme Rules. Who's next for Cena? We're going to have to wait and see. But indeed, Batista tied up with that duct tape, getting a You Can't See Me as John Cena leaves with the WWE Championship.
Yeah, and we wonder, will this be the last we see of Batista taped to the ring post with some duct tape? You gotta wonder. But certainly Batista selling it well, and nice hard camera shot there of Batista with some anger in his face.
Yeah, absolutely. A good night for Wrestle Dope, and good night from Michael Cole as the pay-per-view is over, and indeed John Cena coming out on top. Now, certainly thanks for joining us here on Wrestle Dope. You've heard us say it throughout the night, but without a doubt, we're here keep informed about the week's TV. We're on every Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 Pacific and 8 p.m. GMT at, of course, British Summer Time. Two fans talking about the wrestling product, and live, always live on Just In. You can also catch us on iTunes. You get the podcast there, audio only, on youtube.com/TheWrestleDope, and also on WrestleDope.com. You can keep up to date with us, find out a bit more about us, email us, etc. And not to forget Twitter for video upload updates.
Yeah, and be sure to even have a look at what the show entails, because we are here every Sunday, and all the previous shows are available on the YouTube channel. So do check it out at The WrestleDope, youtube.com/TheWrestleDope. And all our previous shows are there, and you can check just what the show is about. And if you like it, do subscribe, and do come back to Justin every Sunday. And we'll be here with the wrestling news, reporting on Raw, Impact, NXT, Ring of Honor, and SmackDown, as well as covering current topics and the dirt sheets and the news, and our own thoughts on current happenings in the world of professional wrestling.
Yeah, indeed, still a nice amount of viewers in there. This is where we want you to get involved. I've been talking all night about that Skype, and indeed this is where we go to a sort of a phone-in section. We want to hear what you thought about Extreme Rules. We've talked about it, and now we want to know how you're reacting. We're certainly getting a lot of reaction in the chat room, but on Skype would be better. We can hear you, and indeed if you have a webcam, we can see you as well. So Skype us at WrestleDope. If you've just finished watching the pay-per-view, this is the WrestleDope live reaction show. We've been on all night. We're going to stay on all night, and indeed we're going to see what happens if there's enough people getting in touch.
Yeah, you've listened to us for the last, God knows what, 3 hours, so I think it's time we listen to you and see what you thought of Extreme Rules, because we have our thoughts and our opinion, and it's always good to hear other people's opinion on these pay-per-views, because the wrestling world is always open to people's own opinion, and you don't want it just to be one-sided and us putting down Cena if there's some Cena lovers out there. But certainly do Skype if you can, leave some questions in the chat, and we'll answer anything you have.
Yeah, we will get straight on to the chat. That's where we're getting a lot of feedback. Chauvin says they have heard that Batista's contract is up soon, and they don't see Batista winning. Good call there from you earlier on tonight. Nicole, yeah, we've been here for those 3 hours, and thanks to you for joining us. And indeed, Tony World Order saying Cena always wins. Chris asking, is he leaving? Talking to Chauvin re Batista. SP103 asking for Batista, or indeed Cena, to put back his duct tape. And indeed, I think Batista got involved with a bit of an angle there where he couldn't escape.
Yeah, he was wrapped up tight, and no escape for the big man. Batista coming out the worst in the end of the main event on tonight's Extreme Rules, and Cena retaining the title So, like Darren said, we might have Super Cena Part 2. Don't be surprised to see a long title reign once again.
Now, Philly sports fan, you have added us on Skype. Be the first to test this out. I mean, we did have Damien on earlier, but we want to hear if you've got a mic and everything. And it mightn't work. It could need some work on it, but without a doubt, we can test it. I mean, if I'm just looking at this now, I can see that we have audio, which is going straight through to Skype. So I'm going to call Philly in a minute. And let's hope we get somebody answering us. We really are wanting to try this out because I think we do like it. I mean, it's nice to have the interaction and indeed to see what you are thinking about the pay-per-view. So I think that should be fine. I've got level there and some feedback as well. Daniel Sikora calling. So let's see what's happening. Let's see who indeed is on the other end. And indeed, it should be interesting. We'll turn that around. Indeed, if we can get some sort of contact. Hello there. Yeah, we've got a cat, but not any audio. But at least the monitor slightly visible. But there you go. If you are there, you can say hello to us. But thanks for adding us anyway. And I can't hear anything there. But yeah. Let's see if I can say something here.
Yeah, it would be perfect to get somebody on who can speak with us. Cat language, not too up on, but we could possibly get a translator on board here in the WrestleDub headquarters. It might take a little bit of time, but do bear with us. Anyone else want to ask any questions or call in, do feel free. We will answer and we will speak to everyone who does try.
Yeah, do try. Let's talk about Extreme Rules. It just finished and the pay-per-view started off very strangely. We had a Triple H entrance that looked like it was going to happen, but then didn't happen. Then they cut backstage, and it was Triple H getting a beatdown from Sheamus. Now, Triple H put on the offensive, but ultimately, Sheamus came out the better. And indeed, maybe now looking back, when Sheamus did in fact go over Triple H, perhaps that's why he did get away with that, because Triple H probably thinks that the beatdown is to blame for that, losing a bit of momentum, and indeed not exactly a clean 1, 2, 3. I mean, it is in the real sense, but is this a put over or what?
Yeah, I think Triple H definitely sees that Sheamus can bring a lot to the company and has brought a lot to the company, and certainly I would like to think he will be in the top tier going forward. I know there's a lot of Sheamus haters and a lot of Sheamus marks and fans out there, but certainly he is impressive and he is legit, I think, and it was good for him to go over tonight and for Trips to do the job for his buddy. But match wise, I don't know, it was a bit slow, nothing really too interesting, but at least on the bright side, Sheamus did go over, and it certainly does help to build that character even more, and maybe we'll see him back in the title picture sooner than we had expected, which would be good because he's a good player, and I think he deserves to be up there with the big boys.
Yeah, Riffin says HHH hasn't put him over yet. Kid Chris said Sheamus sucks. Arong 3000. Sheamus is the 2003 Batista, aka HHH's workout buddy. A lot of talk about Hunter Hearst Helmsley tonight, and HHH hasn't put Sheamus over. Lol from Hey Yo 10. I suppose not really, but Cena beat them all. He's the best, said Ida Kid Chris. Jizlinsky, Cena effing sucks.
This team of tag team stuff with all those guys, I mean, they just obviously don't have anything for them. When we saw Shelton got his release and a couple others during the week, and fingers crossed it doesn't happen to the likes of MVP, because he can bring a lot to the table, I think. And at least on the bright side that Sheamus did retain, because out of all those team moves, at least they kind of work well together, and You could put Miz with anyone really, and it'll work.